This is Shareef Abdul Malik with WeBuyBlack.com, and you watching On the Lookout TV.
Nice to finally meet you.
Thank you so much.
Oh my goodness, I got everybody in my family following you.
Oh yeah?
When I talk about anything, I always talk about how we buy black.
That's what I'm talking about. How many of y'all use hot sauce? Raise your hand. Come on, raise your hand. A lot of us, right? Raise your hand. Statistically, about 90% of our households, okay? Now, how many of you all know somebody in your family that sells hot sauce in stores? Raise your hand. You see that? None of you. The problem is that hot sauce is the second most consumed item in the black community, a multi-billion-dollar industry, and we don't control none of it. We buy black. We buy black. We buy black. That's all we got to do.
What up, world? It's your man, Mr. Lookout, out here in Kentucky for the All Black National Convention. Here with my special guest, Shareef Abdul Malik. It's a pleasure to have you on here.
Thank you, brother. Thank you.
All right, first off, for our viewers who may not know who you are, can you give a brief description of yourself?
Yeah, again, my name is Shareef Abdul Malik. I'm the owner and founder of WeBuyBlack.com. It is the online marketplace where you can find everything you want and need from black-owned businesses. Currently, there are over 4,500 businesses, but hopefully the next time I come on the Lookout TV, it'll be about 4.5 million.
Yeah, that's what's
up. But that's in a nutshell. That's who I am, and that's what that's our company.
All right. So how did you develop the business plan for We Buy Black?
You know, I never really had a business plan. I just actually just created this this prototype and of what it is that I wanted, to create. And I sort of got enough buy-in, and then every time I just, did a lot of A/B testing. If something went wrong, and it, if let's say if I realized that people wanted a marketplace. They wanted a place where people could go on there and find everything they want and need from black businesses. So I created that. There were other things that I started doing that I saw people didn't like, so I got rid of it. If I had a business plan, it sort of took me in one direction, but that's not really the way that we was able to evolve. It was sort of testing things, and then measuring our tests, and if it worked, then we'll keep it. If it didn't, we'll get rid of it. Okay.
All right. So how many customers are generated through WeBuyBlack.com each month?
Each month?
Yeah.
Okay, we have about 150,000 visitors a month. And all of those visitors, they come there particularly to shop. But it varies, depending on how many people actually check out, and it varies what they check out with, etc. So.
Okay. So how do y'all determine that all vendors are black owned?
Well, we have a self identifying mechanism. So basically, people have to identify themselves as black. Because we really can't tell you who's black and who's not black. But we sort of ask people those type of questions to really, are you black? Like in just a general sense, are you black? But then two, do you have our community in mind, right? So yes, it's are you black? What's your ethnic group? What's your background? But then two, black goes beyond just the skin color.
Exactly.
Because you could be darker than this tablecloth right here, but got somebody else's mind, and therefore you're not even useful for us in our community. So it's not just about the melanin; it's about the mind.
Okay. Now you offer something unique through We Buy Black. It's called the Black Business Ambush.
Right.
Can you speak on that?
Yeah, the Black Business Ambush is it's when we go out to our community and we find a business that we actually patronize with a check. We bring them a very large check, and like large in size, so literally. But then also, you know, the highest amount we given out, I think it was around 1,500. You know, but every month we're actively trying to support a business.
Okay. For those interested in selling, how can they do so?
If you are interested in selling on WeBuyBlack.com, definitely go to the website WeBuyBlack.com and then click Sell Now or Sell Today, and follow that. Follow it all the way through. You can read about how to get started, or you know exactly how the program works, and then so you know you add all your products on there, create a shop, and you'll be selling to the world.
All right. So it kind of sounds like an online version of Black Wall Street.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
How many vendors are on We Buy Black right now?
It's
like
4,500.
4,500?
Yeah, 4,500. Yes, sir.
What separates We Buy Black from like Etsy or eBay? What makes y'all different, stand out?
Well, We Buy Black does essentially what Etsy does, but when you go to WeBuyBlack.com, you're going there. So we won't tell nobody don't sell on Etsy or don't sell on Amazon or eBay. It's just that if you're going to sell on those platforms, you definitely at a minimum have to have an account on We Buy Black, because if you don't, then essentially you may be cutting off customers from knowing that you exist. People go to WeBuyBlack.com because they want to buy black. Right?
Yeah.
They want to go on there. They want to buy black, but they go on there buying. You sent them there to buy a T-shirt, but they messed around and found out that we have a black-owned toothbrush company, or black-owned laundry detergent company, deodorants, etc., and everything else that we need in our community. So that's the purpose of WeBuyBlack.com. It's not just to be a marketplace, but be a marketplace full of black-owned businesses and black-owned products.
All right, and that was my next question. I wanted to speak about how did this come about, the black-owned, what was it, Core Oral?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, can you speak about it?
Yeah, definitely. So we have a youth group that we work with in Atlanta, a few private schools, and we sort of go out and talk to them about youth entrepreneurship.
Okay.
And this is one of the products that we thought of to have, you know, from the design, having black people on the back, etc. And this was all done by young people.
That's what's up, man. All right. You withdrew a large amount, or probably, I'm not sure if it was all of your amount, from Bank of America.
Economic gain, you can use that as effectively as any other tool of war, right? Black people have $1 trillion spending money, and we spend it in an unfocused way, so our dollar and we are not respected. So amidst all this turbulence in America right now, my solution for how to improve our communities is to start to economically insulate ourselves from oppression by banking black, buying black, being black, and letting everything else take care of itself.
Thousands of people have taken that bit of advice literally. Among them is Shareef Abdul Malik.
You know, the way I feel about it is that America trained black people to be the psychological child.
He is on his way to the bank to withdraw money from a large financial institution. He explains his thinking to the teller at the bank.
I'm leaving Bank of America for a black-owned bank.
Can I see your debit card? Did you swipe this one?
You gave it back to me? Oh, no.
Within minutes, he withdraws almost all of his savings. The sum amounts to tens of thousands of dollars. They will now head to another bank, one that is owned and run by African Americans. Shareef wants to convince 1 million other black Americans to do the same, and the amounts of money in play are quite substantial.
Today we're going to do 50,000, 10,000 in cash, and 40,000 in a check form.
All right, thank you.
Black-owned banks in Atlanta are seeing a big rise in their trade.
All right, what was the reason behind that? Can you explain that? And
Yeah, definitely. So we had an opportunity, you know, to let our community know how to be effective. And one of the things that we did was we withdrew a few tens of thousands of dollars from Bank of America, and we documented it, so it showed on camera on an international news channel, and we showed how we went to a black-owned bank to deposit that money. You know, there's some limitations with black-owned banks that, you know, that are there, that just you know, a bank like, you know, any other bank, you know, that's out there that it has, that prevents us from doing what we need to do, especially in business. But we can overcome that if more people support black-owned businesses.
Exactly. So What's the main importance of black people supporting, like being putting their money towards a black owned bank, in your opinion?
The main importance is that we want to ensure that that the black owned banks, well, first of which, we assume that if they're a black owned bank, then they have our community in mind. You know, and essentially that's what it's about. It's about having our community in mind. So if I was to put my, I don't know, $20,000 of savings in a black owned bank, I don't want it just to sit there. I want the black owned bank to actually take my $20,000 and do something positive in the community.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I want.
Yeah.
You know, but I also want that if I ever need to access my money, I could access it too. So, and they know how to do that. But that's the purpose of putting your money in a black owned bank. You allow for them to have more resources to be effective in our community.
All right. Is there anything you want to let the viewers know before we wrap up?
Yeah, you know, wherever you can, find a black owned business to definitely support. Show them support, show them love. Even on the Lookout TV, it's a black owned business. Let's support them. Let's look out for them, and let's make sure that it's thrive. We need more media channels to communicate what's actually happening in our community. I don't expect CNN to you know, broadcast me talking about We Buy Black. They may, but I don't. That's not what I should look for. But you know, so we have to, or Fox News, you know what I mean? You can forget about that. So it's like we need our own media channels, you know. So that's what my last message is. You know, go on WeBuyBlack.com, support the businesses on there. There's a lot of them. There are a lot of products on there, over 40,000 products. So you can find whatever it is that you want and need. No more excuses. You know, let's make it happen.
All right. Thanks again for the interview. Appreciate the time, man.
Of course, my man. Thank you.